My name is Matt Roberts. I'm founder and owner of the Kern Mantle Group in Columbus, Ohio. Today I want to talk a little bit about storage and the role of storage in a farm. So think about this for a second. How many months of the year do we harvest corn in America? All right, normal year, 2 months, 17, maybe 3. It's kind of rough, but not very many. But we consume it 12 months of the year. We consume it year round. How do we square that circle? Well, we square it with storage. It's through storage that we have grains available all 12 months. And the reason this is a really important economic concept to understand is storage provides a fundamental service to the economy. Storage is what makes that possible. And for that reason, the economy has to incentivize storage. It has to make it profitable so that there is grain available come summertime. In contrast, and this is where we get to with marketing, when it comes to simple speculation in futures, just that stereotypical, I'm a farmer looking at prices, watching prices too much on my phone, whether I'm in my combine, my tractor, or my pickup, looking at it a little too much, you don't get compensated for trading futures. Futures are really efficient. There's not compensation there for just speculating and being wild there, but there is for storage. And so the fundamental takeaway is, if you want to improve your selling price on your farm, you need to understand how storage works. You need to understand how a grain elevator makes its money. And that is through carries in the futures market and basis appreciation. So the first piece, understanding those carries in normal years, carries. So the idea that maybe last December corn prices were $3.40, and at that same time the July futures were $3.70 on the board. That 30-cent carry, that's the economy's incentive to store. So you combine that with the fact that over the course of the year, basis tends to improve. Harvest, it tends to be weakest. In the summer, it tends to be strongest. When you combine those two things together, that's the revenue gain from storage. Take out a couple cents for opportunity cost and shrink and all of that stuff. But the reason it's important to understand that and understand how elevators make money and how to run your farm the same way is, if you will store on your farm like an elevator, make those same decisions, historically, you're only going to give up maybe half a cent per bushel in returns. But yet, the amount of risk you take is going to shrink by a factor of about 4. So your best years, so I like to call, when you store like a typical farmer, you're doing the pour and pray method. You pour it in the bin, you pray for higher prices. You store like an elevator, you're looking at basis, you're looking at carries, the storage is hedged with HTAs or futures. The difference in average selling price is maybe half a penny. But in your best year, that pour and pray, it's going to make 4 times more money. In your worst year, it's going to lose 4 times more money. But it's going to average out to only be about a half a penny difference. And the reason it's important to understand that in these tight margin times, and we have so many weak balance sheet producers, you don't need to take that amount of risk unless you're going to get compensated. And half a penny is not enough compensation. So if you own storage, you need to understand, how does a grain elevator work and how you can start running your storage like a grain elevator.